Tell Svetlana to go to band page. I think that's you, Sevi.
They didn't start yet, no?
Okay. Zini Insanity or From Darkness Comes Light for Ellie Shadow Heal.
Now they did.
Alright. I would say From Darkness Comes Light. Usually that's what I play with against most comps. My main star character is Priest on Outland. You can armor. Zuniaki on Outland. And I also have a Priest on US servers. Both with the same name. Alright, can you send me the links? Links.
Sure.
Zini, do you think MLD will be good? Yeah, I think it'll actually be... It's gonna be good depending how the mage become next patch. Druids are getting huge buff, and Locks are getting pretty buff also, so I feel like it's actually gonna be a great comp, yeah. Yips did get to play. He did play today, actually. He managed to play his first game.
Can you see the band?
1 second. I'm clicking it.
So both teams banned Feral, Toxic Youth banned Elemental, and EG banned Affliction Warlock.
Alright, I can see it now. Yeah, definitely. Toxic Q's banning that Ellie Shaman, so Talbodar will not be playing that Ellie Shaman. They also banned Yips, of course, so no Yips available on the Feral. And at the same time, EG banning that Feral also, so Boitar not going to be running that Feral. And banning Blockstack on the UA Warlock. I think these are pretty good choices, because Blockstack is pretty much the main player they're playing around. You know, they usually play all the comps around the UA lock, so I guess that's a good choice. And as a result, they will be Toxic Hues will be picking Shadow Priest Elemental, probably a Resto Druid coming up right after that, and that's a great comp. And on the other side, let's see what EG decides to run. Could be a comeback to the Shadow play, or maybe they could play... I think they will come back to Shadow play. That's we'll see what they decide. I think they're thinking about it right now. I'm pretty sure Toxic Q's will be running with a Resto Druid, running that deadly Ellie Shaman Shadow Priest comp, and Evil Genius. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick Talbot. They could also pick something else. They could maybe pick like, they could pick. I'm not sure. They could pick maybe Volkazar on the Fire Mage. Who knows? It could be a good comp. And yes, there it is. It's actually gonna be a Fire Mage, so Volkazar will be coming in. They do not pick Salvador. They feel like, you know, the MLS Fire MLS will be better against this, and it is going to be, yeah, it's going to be a Fire Mage, so that should be interesting. Volkazar is a great Fire Mage, and they're very underrated, because Fire Mage are pretty strong as long as you can get these deeps going with the big pyros. So we'll see how that turns out. For those joining us, of course, today, this is week 4, day 2, Bleached Bones tournament. Overall, $30,000 prize pool for over 16 teams, or actually exactly 16 teams. About 80 players are playing total, guys. This is a great tournament organized by Bleached Bone, so big shout out to them, and big shout out to all the, you know, the people making this happen every day to bring you these games. Alright, what are you guys' predictions? As you can see, left side, Ellie Shadow Priest Druid, such a strong composition. And on the other side, you have that Fire MLS, also really strong comp, but I'm not sure what is better. What do you guys think? MLS. Yes, EG did win against Mystic's team right before. I don't know, I'm trying to think myself. It was playing Shadow Priest Ellie. I don't think I would ever really die. I feel like a Shadow Priest LA team, a Druid can, if they play safe, they shouldn't really be dying to the MLS. But yeah, the same thing could be said, you know, to for the opposing team. So I guess we'll have to see how it ends. It is Fire Mage. They're very deadly. If they get those Deepers off with Alter Time and the Pyroblast coming in, they can do a crazy amount of damage, especially on you know. But the thing that's gonna be hard is in front of him. You know, he has. His deal was an Elemental Shaman who can ground the other Shadow Priest, who can purge all the Pyro procs, so that's always hard to deal for Fire Mage when he gets constantly dispelled on his Fire proc. So we'll see how Volkazar can make this work out. I think we're about ready soon. We're about to get queued up, brought into the arena. Cindy's doing a great job. Thanks, guys. Trying my best. And I think, will this be the last series, or do the two next series are going to be the last of the day? Servi? Servi? Hello?
Yeah, it's the last.
Alright, so this. Alright, great. So this will be the last series of the day. We saw some great games today overall. And we saw Toxic Hughes actually winning against man. Swapixi's team playing the Toxic Youth team compliment. Won against Everybody Loves Irene, and then Team EG won against from Cyclone Was Love, and this is the last series of the day, and this should be some pretty exciting matchup, because you could think that Spellcleave Mirrors would like do Spellcleave Mirrors could take a lot of time, but I feel like, Ellie and Shadow Priest pressure is so hard. It's a bit of different kind of burst. They can randomly burst stuff so repeatedly during arena games that it could actually be interesting games and not just boring Spellcleave games. So we'll see. And on the other side, of course, the Fire Mage they just can do so much unpredictable bursts. I'm sure you guys will notice it during the games. They can just do a lot of damage. So it should be definitely really interesting.
Did you get invited to one of the groups?
Yes, I am in a group with Sidu in them.
Horde?
Yes, Horde.
Okay.
Zuni, we beat you in fives a few weeks ago. Just Global Druid, were you pissed? Yep, really pissed. Do you have a priest on Agrin named Zunia? No, that's actually not me, and I fought him before. It's pretty funny. That's not me. The last game we actually won by Team EG against from Cyclone Was Love, and this is the new series. So Toxic Use against Evil Genius is a really important, because both of the teams are doing really well in their group stage, and if they want to solidify and confirm their spots to move on, this is a really important game for them. Zinni, do you play with Flint, Hydra, and Calamist? Fuck it. Sorry for swearing, I just joined again. Zuni, do you play with Flint Hunter, Calamus, and some Druid in fives? No, that's not me. I think it's someone using my name on US side. What's up with the dog face, guys? What's going on? I should probably not say that. Jesus. Suniyaki, why are you playing Shadow? Yeah, there go the doggies. Yeah, they're pretty. Why do I play Shadow? I just like playing both. You know, I just like sometimes play Shadow, sometimes play this. I think it's important to like know how to play different specs, especially if you're gonna be competitive. All right, I think I can log back in now. Zini, do you have a Twitter? No, I do not, sadly. But you can ask me questions here. I will definitely answer them if I can see them. I do not have a Twitter. All right, where are my players? And it looks like it's gonna be a rematch. Some people had an issue with their frames, I guess. So quick rematch, guys. Hold on. We'll be going back right into it. Zinni, I faced you, Laser Feet, and some Rested Druid in Season 8. Yeah, I remember. Season 8 was great. Yes. Was it my fault? But I logged off though. Does it not matter? Okay. Zuniaki, do you stream sometimes? I actually do not. I have too low an upload where I live, so I can unfortunately not stream. Who's commentating? That is myself, Zuniaki. Zuni will play with Kuna again in the future. Hopefully. Probably. Zuniki. Alright, I'm joining Zuniki. How did you get your name? I actually got it. My dad used to play this game. He was called Zun, and then I took his name and then I mixed it up with teriyaki, and that's pretty much it. I made Zuniaki. Alright, I am dead. So we'll be able to proceed in the game in just a second when I set up these beautiful frames. Let's see what these are. Alright, and as you can see, guys, Toxic Q is just able to run so many comps. You saw him earlier playing LSD and like Nice playing the Disc Priest. Now he's playing Shadow. Swapixie's was playing Boomkin earlier, and now he's playing the Elemental Shaman. Bortar was playing Feral earlier, is now playing the Residues. So that's crazy how they can switch everything up like that. And I guess we're just waiting for the countdown right now. Because everything looks pretty set. Matsoga the Blizzard UI. So guys, left hand side, obvious screen, you have Toxic Hues running that Resto Druid, Elemental Shaman, Shadow Priest, very, very good comp on. And on your right hand side, you have Team EG running the Fire MLS, Volkazar. I think it's the first time we've seen him play in this tournament, so it should be definitely exciting. Azael playing that U8 Warlock, as I said, Volcanics running that Fire Mage, and there is Go Flap, Swapixy putting those Flame Soaks out and get some procs going. Boitar does put his shroom behind the pillar. There's a gateway also coming in. And you know they're gonna play this out kind of safe. You know the Shadow Priest obviously wants to get orbs going, and as we see that Cedar spell a BT on everybody. Shadow Priest wants to get his orbs up. You know Swapixy wants to get as many Flame Shock as he can on everything. There we see a nice double breast into Sheep onto Boitar. Great Sheep there. The blooms are onto Swapixy, and Demon Soul has been popped, and a full fear onto Boitar. Actually, there's the combustion onto Boitar. Blankets, yes, at the same time he does decide to skin, but both DPS get feared from Azael and Volcanics. Will be dispelled out. Healing Tide was actually popped by Swapixy there, and a nice full howl onto knees. He does not. He actually gets dispelled a bit late. There's a full hex, I think, but he's stuck in it because no dispel is available. And there's Blankets, yes, right after onto Boitar. And let's see what we gotta see, guys, is for the deep freeze. As soon as you see that deep freeze, you can know that Volcanic's gonna do a lot of damage. There we see the DB triggered by Swapixy. Vulcan is taking a lot of damage. A nice blanket silence onto Sea-Doo. Should be just fine. Pops to Hellstone. Should be good for now. We see a bash onto Azael, but not too much pressure coming on. We see the blanket onto knees right here. The freeze. There's a deep freeze onto knees. Decent damage coming out. There's a combust and 50% sheep blankets. Yes, into Boitar, but he didn't drop that low. I guess he seemed to be fine. Of course, you know they're playing the Shadow Priest and Ellie Shaman can just off heal constantly so much together that they can always be in good shape. And Boitar just popped that 3 form. It just actually faded. And not too much going out. It's interesting to see what Boitar's team is going to go for at this point. Will they try and go for Volkers, or is just CC on the, or will actually try and go onto Sea-Doo? I feel like they should actually go on Sea-Doo at this point. And there's a full free onto Boitar, a DB, and a Hex onto Swapixy at the same time. Knees dropping a bit low, but the blooms are about to pop out. And yeah, he will be just fine for now. Not too much pressure going on onto Team EG right now. They're not doing too much until then. I mean, Toxic Youth just taking the pressure. 30% HP, does a full sheep. Blanket CS onto knees. He did not get locked out. There's the dispersed. 30% HP. I think he could have been fine, but he prefers to be safe. There's a full fear in the Boitar. Nice EC rotation. Those blooms just, and the tremor was used the other way. Swapixy, a nice capstone. Yeah, Swapixy actually decides to Sham Rage this. A bit scary choice there if they decide to swap back to him later on. And Boitar actually pops the Barksman right here. There's the Frostjaw deep onto knees. He does not trinket it. He seems to be fine for now. If they can set up anything good onto knees, he could definitely go down. He does not have the disperse available, but actually a big swap onto Boitar. That was the ultra time. That was the big paraprox, and Boitar into the DB. Blankets, yes, he does start triggering 5% HP, and he actually goes down in Team EG. Will we bring this up? I'm not sure what Boitar was doing, because I don't know, he wasn't close to his shrooms, and they were still there, and he was just on the other side of the shroom. He got ultra time. That was the big fire burst, you know, the ultra time pyro, triple pyro burst into the blanket CS. Boitar did decide to trinket a DB, but it was simply too late. He didn't have an S, he didn't have time to last stand, I guess, and he just flopped. Yeah, as I said, you know, it's kind of a different type of spell cleave that we're seeing. It's not the traditional this traditional stuff we see. Like, games can actually go fast. They can, you know, Fire Mage have so much burst potential if set up perfectly. They can actually do so much damage. So great setup there by Team EG. We'll be winning the first series against Toxic Youth. All right, and I'm a bit worried about Swapix's team. What can they do? They didn't seem to really have any pressure going on. Shadow Priest Ellie is a pretty strong comp. I think they should like try and swap to the Shaman to CD or something with capstones or bash into silences. The Ellie Shaman actually from the symbiosis has the beam. He has the 4 second or 5 second beam, so they can definitely set up stuff and they could set up stuff. I feel like they should go into Cedo. They didn't seem they had really any pressure going on. They're not really swapping, mm, not really swapping and doing overall pressure. So we'll see what they can do in this next game. Thanks for the love message, guys. I love you too, I guess. For the people joining us, of course, this is the Bleached Bones League of Arenas tournament. $30,000 prize pool here. We just saw Team EG winning their first game rather, against Toxic Use. Really important game, like I said earlier, because they're both leading in their group. This is really important if they want to solidify and make sure they move on to the next phase. And they're doing well so far. Zinniak, why are the North American dominating the tourney? Well, it depends. There's multiple reasons. Obviously, they're great players, but there's two different groups, So there's a lot more EU teams coming out, or that's just one side of it. So no, I think it's pretty equal overall. Obviously, EG haven't lost yet. I think a series, but who knows? Azael's not commentating because he's playing, and doing both at the same time would be pretty epic. Alright guys, the games are about to open. Um, Team EG playing that Fire MLS against Boitor, Swapixy, and Knees running that Shadow Priest, Ellie, Resto Druid comp. Blades Edge Arena. First game went to EG. This is their map pick from Toxic Use. Let's see if they can make something happen here. There we go, both teams are going up to the ramp. Shrooms are being popped. Needs to actually pop the Spectral guys instantly, and the Volcans are just like playing in their face. A knockout will not quite get him off the bridge, though. Luckily for him, now it's Azael pushing in with his gateway. He wants to get to Spirit. Another knock, but it was actually missed. It's important to note that on Blades' Arena, knocks are so dominant. Like, they have two knocks. Both the Resto Druid and the Elemental Shaman have the knock, and it's gonna be so frustrating to deal with those. But there's the Demon Soul from Azael spreading the dots on everything. Swapixy was actually caught in the DB. Boitar actually pops the skin while he was in a fear. We see a refear now onto Boitar, followed by a blanket CS. Looks like they want to pressure onto Knees. There goes the Frost Rod. No deep point just yet. There's going to be onto Boitar. He does decide to shrink it, and this is kind of huge because Boitar gets blanketed, solo HP, 10% HP. He does play with Senar and Ward. He might just die. Beautiful DB. He might just die into that 10% HP. He actually gets picked up because Swapixy and Knees were actually casting this flash heal, probably saying that DB just wasn't breaking because power chill was up and he was at 10% HP. So right now Boitar does not have a trinket, but pressures back onto Azael. That's the side to pop Dark Region and gates away. Good choice by him, but Boitar does not have a trinket. He does not have a bark skin. If they could make a skin in the next swap in about the next 20 seconds, they could potentially kill him. There goes the Thunderstorm from Swapixy trying to knock Team EG off again. And what a great start here by Team EG. They forced so many cooldowns. I wish they could just go back to Boitar right now and just finish him off. They really have nothing left. But then that was the ulti time from Volkazar, so you won't see him doing as much burst until next time. Do we see the Azael, gaining in, trying to get Deuce Spheres going. not too much going. Azael does get feared. He does set a will. He gets put in another fear and a triple fear because Psyphene owns. There's the blanket silence onto Sea-Doo. The Dark Pack will be used, and Sacrificial Pack will be used onto Azael. He gets disarm. I think he's on the bottom actually. Just decided to pour back up right now, and both teams seem to be fine. There's a full fear onto Bortar. Will be tremored. Knees gets input into the full DP. Sinar and Ward is used, so no, and that's actually available from Bortar. There's the DB not breaking. It doesn't break on dots, and there's the DB. No sheep will be coming up just yet. A nice fear onto Azael and to Volcanix at the same time by Knees, and let's see. I mean, Azael still has a decent amount of cooldowns up, so they're not really forcing that much. And I think Team EG is looking good so far. Let's see if they can make it happen. There's the beam from the Element Shaman. There's the Blanket CS onto Bortar. Still does not have Trinket. 0 hots on him. He does decide to skin himself. There's the Deep Freeze. Could he die into it? I don't think so. Sinar and Ward is up. He should be technically fine. There goes the DB onto Knees and to Bortar at the same time. Team EG are spreading so much pressure, but at the same time, Bortar's Trinket is back. There's a full Hex onto Swapixie. Not able to be dispelled just yet. Bortar now gets put into the fear. Nice cross CC. All the blooms are onto Knees right now, so he should be fine if they decide to swap to him. And yeah, Bortar gets put into the blanket. A capstone onto Knees. Just not much pressure coming out from Toxic Use, and Bortar actually decides to trigger and Displacer Beast right now. So he should be fine for now, but I'm not sure for how long. He does not have that Bark skin available, no trigger available, and any possible next swap could lead to a kill. And Azael at the same time dropping a bit low, 40% HP. Volcanix put in the fear, gets the spell by Sea-Doo. Sacrificial Pack is used, so he should be fine for now. Obviously, again, knocking. This is such a frustrating map when you play against two knocks like this. They can constantly knock you. I wish they could just swap to Bortar one more time. This might what they want to do. There's the Hex on Swapixie, but Bortar has full blooms on himself. He now decides to swap into Swapixie. If only they could swap to Bortar, I think that's like probably the best viable targets. You know, Elemental Shaman have Shamanistic Rage every minute, and at the same time Knees has that Disperse, so it's really hard to kill both of them, but Bortar seems to be quite a viable target. And there's the Frost Shot onto Swapixie, a bash onto Azael with the beam on the bottom here. Knees putting the pressure, but not too much going on, and looks like they're kind of stabilizing. Obviously, Sea-Doo still has this trinket available. I'm not too really worried about Team EG for now. Look, if you can see, they have all their cooldowns available. I mean, other than Alter Time, they have pretty much everything. That's maybe what they're waiting for. Maybe Volkazar wants the perfect opportunity, wants his Alter Time for this Pyro Chain Pyro procs and just crush the opposing team. That's a Sacrificial Pack once again used by Azael. He decides to pour it back up here and just kind of play on top, and there's the Deep Freeze onto Knees, Blankets he has onto Bortar. Could have dispersed before, so I don't think so, because Swapixie does decide to Hex Volcanix at the same time, and it's kind of evening it out there now. It's kind of even like Volkazar did take a big ton of damage. There goes the first block forced. Should be fine though. That was a bit of a random alley burst, but they should be good. Cold Snap use right after, so he still has the second block available in 20 seconds. Blanket yes onto Knees right now, and what can they really do? There's the bash onto Azael. I'm not sure what Toxic Use wants to really go for. I feel like they need to swap onto Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo's drinking right now because there's actually like almost no pressure right now, and that's the problem. I feel like they should try and make a swap to Sea-Doo. I feel like he's probably the easiest viable target, if I could say, because Azael and Volkazar still have so many cooldowns left, and at the same time, I'm sure they're trying to finish them off. There's the Frost Jaw onto Knees. No defreeze will be coming up just yet. Swapixie running a bit low out of mana. There's the Thunderstorm, granting that extra 20%, and yeah, as I said, the Blazers Arena can change the whole pace of the game. You know, they have the knocks and they can stabilize so well. I think that's what Toxic Q's is doing, but for how long can they keep up? I'm not sure. They're not really forcing that many cooldowns out of Team EG. Maybe they're just trying to recover slowly till they have cooldowns, and yeah. Alright, Azael was just feared. Swapixie did just knock him out of that. There's a Shadow Fiend. If there's any possible burst opportunity, it's right now. There's 3 orbs onto Volcanix. He does pop his temporary shield, gets topped out by NS. Nice Unleash NS onto Volkazar. Will be topping Volcanix back to full. There's the deep onto Knees, but no disperse will force. I mean, Shadow Fiends are so tanky against spellcasters. They have so much damage, passive reduction. That's actually hard to kill them. That's why I felt like Bortar was probably the obvious choice right now, and not too much going on right now. Just both team kind of playing more or less passively. Of course, that was a Shadow Fiend from Knees, so that's his kind of big cooldown that the Shadow Priest has, and nothing really happened just because Volcanas did drop low, but the NS from Cedo just instantly topped it off. Swapixy gets locked out on that Hex. Now there's a Frost Jaw onto Swapixy. There's a full deep. He does decide to trinket it, and that's good. 30% HP. Sham Rage right after it. There goes the Sonoran Ward, and this is really good. Cedo gets put in the blankets. Yes, that's the kind of swap we want to, but unfortunately, Swapixy couldn't connect at the same time, and pretty much Nias got Cedo to 40%. If Swapixy could have connected, something could have maybe happened, but as you can see right now, Azael gets put in the fear, and Swapixy does not have Trinket. He does not have Shamanistic Rage. Botar still has a Trinket. He does use the Bark Skin a bit randomly on all these dots. So if they can make one good swap onto Swapixy right now, this could possibly be the end. You think all the time actually is not up, but they could probably do it. Bortard knows the kind of understand the situation, puts Bloom on everybody on his whole team with the in the rate, just getting his mana back up a little bit. There's the bash into Azael. Does decide to trinket and haul the whole team. Swapixy gets blanketed. It's right now. He gets deep. If they want to kill him, it's right now. 30% HP. 20% HP doesn't blanket CS onto Bortar. Will he fall down? I don't think so. It's just casting healing chargers and he should be fine. Azael gets put in the field at the same time. That was one of their burst possibilities. Now there goes the Ellie beam on the Cedo. There's the swap that they want. Blanket yes onto Cedo. Will he gate? Not just yet. I think he's now there's the gate. He's feeling a safe but Swapixy actually pops Shamanistic Rage. I'm not sure if that was a good idea because he was about 60% HP and now he does not have Sham Rage and no Trinket. And Botar does not have Trinket. If they could set up a swap onto Swapixy, this could be it. And Cedo obviously just still sitting on his Trinket, just gaining back and forth. We see the DB onto knees again. Azael dropping a bit low, but he should be fine. Healing surges coming in from Cedo. Alright, and Demontal is about to come back up. I feel like if they could make that one swap to Swapixy, he still does not have Trinket and Shamanistic Rage. They just need to make this swap happen. It would be great if they could, but it's just really hard to like swap or make a swap on this map because you know what? I mean, as soon as Azael comes in, he's gonna get knocked. Then he might get knocked again. He might get rooted. There's so many little things to like counter the enemy. And there, I think they're gonna make the swap onto Cedo. Perhaps he gazed right before the beam, so he will deny that beam. There's there's the deep on Swapixy. He decides to start a trinket and Sham Rage at the same time. I'm not sure if that's the best choice because now he does not have the trinket and the Sham Rage. He's fully HP, and there goes the full fear onto Boystar. Will the Tremor come out? Yes, there's the Tremor. Hex onto knees will be dispelled by Swapixy, and Team EG is looking good. If they can do one more swap onto Swapixy, they could make this happen. They could definitely make this happen. At the same time, Toxic Hughes has to kind of finish. They have to go on Cedo again. I felt like that's their best chance of getting a kill. I don't feel they will. And there's the swap. There's the silence with the 3-orb DP. Cedo into the blanket silence. There's the trinket stun coming right after. Yes, Cedo actually decides to trinket. I think he could have been fine, but at least they're forcing some cooldown swap. Botar is in a blanket. He does decide to skin, and there's the full deep freeze. He does decide to trinket. A good trinket maybe by him. He had the skin up, so he could have been fine. And Cedo right now does not have a trinket. Vulcan is up 10% HP. Should be fine. There goes the block. Cold snap. And as I was saying, Cedo does not have the trinket. If they could set up a perfect burst onto Cedo, he could easily die. They could do like a bash with Heart of the Wild from Boitar with 3 orbs. Shadow Fiend is up. There's something they could do. There's something they should do. And I feel like they should be doing it if Toxic Hughes actually wants to finish this game. I mean, Volcanix has a block coming up soon. We see the sheep onto Swapixy. Nees was just fear. There's the fear onto Swapixy right now. Does not decide to Tremor himself. Guess that's a good choice. And Nees is right now into the deep and decides to sit it. I think he will be fine. As I said earlier, Shadow Priest can tank a lot of damage passively. Swapixy running slowly out of mana. We see the Thunderstone to get some mana back, and I really hope Toxic Hughes will make that swap back now. Will they be able to make that swap back to Cedo? They have about, I would say, 30 seconds left till Cedo's trinkets comes back, but I'm not sure if they have the right opportunity. They just need to make it happen somehow before his trinket comes up, or it'll be the end. There's the Frostjaw sheep onto Swapixy. Boitar to spell UA cannot spell him just yet. There's the fear onto knees. Just in Toxic Hughes team just being CC'd most of the game. Swapixy still spreading out his flame shocks. Bit of out of mana. There's the beam, but it will not be really not really useful. There's the blankets. Yes, onto Cedo. I guess they want to kill Volcanix. There's a temporal shield. Might just block. Good block by Volcanix. And that's his last block for the next 2 minutes. But I think the time just ran out too late. Toxic Hughes and Team EG will be winning this game because it just went to a tie, 1-1. Yep. That's how it is, guys. 1-1. It was they did a better job. I mean, this game they did. It was a bit close from well from both teams. I mean, Volkers did drop to around 10%, but he was fine. He had the Hellstone block ready. Um, and yeah, I just wish Toxicus could have actually finished the game. It was their opportunity. Like Sidu did trinket that psychic horror, and they could have easily made a swap onto him. And yeah, so it will be 2-1 then for Team EG. They will be so winning the first best out of three. And Toxic Use has to do something now. If they want to make it happen, they have to do something. Maybe we'll see like maybe they don't feel as confident. I know Knees doesn't really play Shadow that often, maybe, so not really feeling as confident. That could be one of the reasons they don't really make two swaps happen. So maybe we could see a comp change. We'll see. All right, here we go. We're just waiting for Toxic Team to be ready. Maybe they want to discuss what they exactly want to do.